human. And let's face it, humans are driven by desire. Men, women, young, old, we all feel the pull of urges as natural as our heartbeat. Yet, too often these desires are cloaked in shame, buried beneath layers of guilt from rigid culture or religious or political dogmas. When we force these parts of ourselves into the shadows, we risk creating the monsters we fear, those who harm, deceive, or destroy under the weight of their own repression. The evidence is glaring. How often do we see those who proclaim virtue, preachers, politicians, daycare workers, or humanitarian icons, exposed as hypocrites caught in scandals that betray their preached values? The pastor railing against homosexuality, only to be found in a compromising sexuation with another man. The politician crusading against sin while hiding their own secrets. These aren't isolated incidents, they're symptoms of a deeper issue. When society deems natural desires wrong or sinful, it doesn't erase them, it festers them into something dangerous. Take the young boy who realizes he's attracted to other boys, but is raised in an environment where he's taught that's a sin, a crime against nature. He buries it, prays it away, and hides behind a mask of piety or normalcy. But desires don't vanish, they simmer. When they finally erupt after years of fear, pain, and anger, they can manifest destructively. Sometimes it's self-destruction, addiction, self-harm, or isolation. Other times it's outward harm, the shooter targeting a gay bar, unable to bear others living freely what he's been taught to hate in himself. The 2016 Pulse nightclub tragedy, where the shooter's reported struggles with his own identity surface, paints a grim picture of this dynamic. This isn't just about sexual orientation, repression of any natural desire can twist into something toxic. The daycare worker overly devoted to children, the pastor cloaking predation and godliness, the politician whose public crusade masks private deviance. These are the faces of repression gone wrong. It's not that every repressed person becomes a villain, but the pattern is undeniable. When we force people to deny who they are, we plant seeds of resentment, hypocrisy, and in the worst cases, violence. The line of consenting and protecting the vulnerable. Let's make life! While we advocate for embracing natural desires, there's a non-negotiable boundary consenting adults' desire among legal adults, freely expressed and mutually agreed upon is where freedom lies. No one who is a legal adult should ever engage with a minor in any sexual context. This is not just a moral stance, it's illegal and ethical. Absolute minors cannot consent, and any adult crossing the line is not acting on natural desire but on predation, exploiting the vulnerable. The harm caused by such actions, whether by clergy, educators, or others in trusted roles, shatters lives and community. This pathetic in children and in children is cornerstone of any society that values both freedom and safety. Repression doesn't justify crossing this line, it's a separate issue entirely, and conflating the two muddies the waters. The root of repression often lies in systems of control, particularly misinterpretations of religious texts that have indoctrinated generations into believing natural impulses are to be feared. These teachings create environments where shame is currency and authenticity is a liability. The result, people wearing masks of virtue while battling inner demons, sometimes at others' expense. High-profile scandals, clergy abuse cases, or evangelical leaders caught in contradictions. Reveal a truth, denying who we are doesn't make us holy, it makes us human, and sometimes it makes us dangerous. The solution isn't to vilify desire, but to embrace it with honesty and accountability within the bounds of consent. Imagine a world where that young boy could say, I like boys, and be met with acceptance rather than judgment. Societies that foster openness, like those in Scandinavia or parts of Canada, show lower rates of certain hate-driven crimes, suggesting acceptance might diffuse the violence born of shame. We're all a little messy, a little bit, and that's okay. It's when we force those truths underground that they fester into something monstrous. Let's stop creating villains by shaming people for who they are. Let's build a world where masks aren't necessary, where authenticity is celebrated, and where clear boundaries protect the vulnerable. The real sin is in desire, it's the repression that turns it into a weapon.